What's up, JV gang? It's your boy JV on ENT right here, and we are going to react to my NBA eras. Yes, sir. Man, my NBA eras is tough. I'm not going to lie. 4 different eras. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy how much 2K has evolved over the years. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Beautiful. Let's get it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Not Madden 23 today. Today is NBA 2K23. 2K day is here. Game is dropped.
Yes, sir.
And we are in my NBA eras. And this isn't going to be an eras video, not a series just yet. I'm not 100% sure. That's actually what I want to talk about. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this game right now. And really that's because as you go through, you know, the era stuff, I have to say, this is really cool stuff. All the different eras, the draft classes, the rosters. This is a really cool mode. I think it really brings back the nostalgia that people, you know, had with basketball back in the day. I mean, all this other stuff. I mean, even these images here that they changed to be like era specific. Option things here with budget and finance being Tim Duncan. You see AI, you see Kobe, all the logo. I mean, this just brings you back
Immaculate.
Honestly. And the teams here. My first idea was to do a Milwaukee Bucks MyNBA era series. Do a series. Basically, you know, we see the rest of these guys, not a full, actual accurate roster. I'm not even sure if like contracts are accurate personally, but the thought I had was, hey, let's do the Milwaukee Bucks. I believe this is the year the Bucks actually made it to the conference finals. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I can actually look it up on my phone right now. But you know, I did a few things in this mode. I did a Kobe era one right here. I did a Jordan era one. I simmed through a season.
Jordan era? That's the one I really want to do.
Sort of just to see what it would be like. And it's simmed through a season, did a draft, and the draft classes, when you get to like the Jordan, when you do like I'm almost positive.
It ain't that good. Draft classes ain't that good, let's be honest.
As you do the Magic versus Bird era,
that's why I download
draft
communities.
classes are not very accurate. That is just a straight up thing. It's just not very accurate. We take a look here. Earl Jenkins is back. A lot of these guys, these G League guys who were in the game last year, are back.
Exactly.
Which is kind of weird because it's the modern G League, but like around this time the G League had just became a thing. So it's just
OP.
It's kind of weird seeing it, and there's no way to turn it off. I don't think. If you're doing one of these, no way to like turn off the G League free agents. Once again, I'm almost positive these guys probably don't ever get signed. But again, why are these G League guys such good players, right? Like, if you wanted to, you could like sign a lot of these G League guys and probably do a lot of decent
70
things with
and
them.
down.
So that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. But apart from, you know, the era stuff, outside of that, this mode is entirely the same as last year. And that's what I really wanted to talk about.
He got a point. He got a point.
It's the same mode as last year, as 2K22. It's the same mode as 2K21. So it's very, very disappointing, I think, in that regard, that, you know, the mode just, there's no real major additions to the mode. And it's weird to sit here and be like, yeah, these aren't major additions. But really, this is almost like the scenarios that people could create already. That you could sort of create like a special save file for a MyNBA. Phone has to go off. For a MyNBA and sort of send it to other and put it up on 2K Upload, the 2K share feature, and do all that stuff. So this isn't all that, you know, it's just more official support. It has all the logos and it updates the courts and logos and jerseys and stuff as it actually happens.
Yeah.
As it happened in real life. So once again, that's really
amazing.
Cool.
That is really cool.
Let me not take anything away from 2K in that regards. That is cool. That is very impressive.
Phenomenal.
I would kill for something like this in Madden. Honest to God, I mean, imagine that in Madden, where you know,
tough.
instead of with the eras, right? You have the
Madden
modern
need to
era,
add this.
and then you have like, I don't know what I'm not sure what the Manning era, I suppose. You then maybe have like I would say the start of the Brady Belichick era. You would have, you know what I mean? That'd be really cool. The Steve Young, Brett Favre era, Troy Aikman era. You would have, you know, the Montana era back in the 80s.
Yeah.
The Montana Elway era. I mean, that sort of
a lot of
stuff
people
would be just
that.
amazing in Madden. In 2K, this is really cool, but my issue with 2K for the past few years has been the actual meat of the mode is just lacking. And
The skin is good, the meat is not.
progression is still the same as it was last year and the year before that. What I mean by that is guys just progress. You know, you don't really have much. I know they have like the little other, you can like kind of push where they progress, but like apart from that, they just sort of progress. They just progress. It's all sort of predetermined how players progress. And this mode needs something different than that.
Yeah.
I just feel like we're just at a point where like it needs something different. I'm not saying it needs to be Madden where, you know, you have sort of the skill buckets where you can put your upgrade points to. I'm not saying it necessarily needs that, but you know, you have a progression system already for my career. So my point is, why not just have that progression system in the game? You know what I mean? It's like, why not just have that progression system in my NBA? I've said this before. I've done wish list videos before.
That'd be good.
Kind of stating that that's something that they need to do, and it really does. You know, when you go through the mode again, it's pretty clear that that's what needs to happen. You know, something needs to change here, because how the mode stands now, I think, is just very disappointing, and it leaves a lot to be desired, which is why I'm sort of struggling on what to actually do here. You do have, you know, the draft classes, which I think are really cool. I'm not 100% sure how accurate they are.
Sally, they're not really that accurate.
What makes Morgan & Morgan different
Sorry, guys.
is that you're not just a case.
Hey, if you
you're
subscribe,
an actual person.
then if you subscribe, then we gotta have to do this.
You know, because it's kind of hard to remember all the main players, right? You know LeBron, you know Melo, you know Wade, you know Bosh. Chris Kaman was a real player for sure. I don't know if Jamie Law was a real player. Was that a guy that flamed out? I can't remember. Kirk Heinrich.
He ain't real.
Nick Collinson.
He ain't not a real.
So this is all just really cool stuff here. But this, as cool as this is, this was already in the game before, but also this raises, I think, a sort of interesting question. How much fun can you really have with a series with the eras if your goal is to build teams and actually have like a real franchise experience if you pretty much know exactly who the good players are, who the bad players are, is sort of my point. It's hard to sort of, I think, you know, have that enthusiasm when you basically know, like,
yeah, but you
have,
can
like,
do it in different ways.
The slightest
though.
idea of basketball,
You can do it like in your own way.
or any of these time periods, you know who's going to be a good player, who's going to progress to be a bad player, who's going to, you know what I mean? Like, you know. So it really just sort of takes out, I think, that unknown fog of war team building element that you get with a traditional franchise experience. Like, you know who's going to be good. Like, I did a mock run of a expansion series. I thought about doing an expansion series in the Jordan era, right? I was going to do the Las Vegas Aces of the 90s in the Jordan era. That was my original thought. And it kind of just goes in tank when you start drafting. Because you start drafting, this is really cool. The presentation stuff, once again,
It's just
this is
amazing.
something where I'm gonna give
It's
them
immaculate,
credit.
bro. It's
This
just
is cool,
phenomenal.
right? This
Like,
looks like
this
old
reminds me
school
of like
ESPN.
2K2,
That's
2K3,
cool.
bro. It's just, it's crazy.
But the issue with the draft stuff is, like
Everything
I
is
said,
just
once I got to
intact.
the draft, it's like, okay, well, I know who
Look at that.
the good players are. I can't be like, yeah, I have no idea who's good, who's bad. Like, I don't know. Like, the suspension of disbelief I have to put in to that is massive, right? Like, I basically know, like, okay, like, that's who to take.
You're right.
And I think,
Honestly, like, what if Kwame Brown became a superstar? Like, what if Shaq became a 350-pound, 7-foot bust? What if MJ wasn't the GOAT? What if Kobe wasn't the GOAT of the 2000s? Like, yeah, like, if you didn't know, like, they become superstars or busts, and I'd make it more funner. Make it more fun. That's my point.
that just makes things, I think, just really difficult for like I said, for a franchise experience. That's how I feel. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I mean, look at the score bug down there. That just looks really cool.
It's amazing.
So
Fantastic.
that's where I'm kind of at a loss right now. That's where I'm sort of struggling with things on what to actually do with this game, because, you know, I've been down on 2K before for a few years now, and it's hard to just come out
Youthful
here and rip
presentation.
2K. Like, I can't call them lazy,
It ain't lazy.
because there's
cuz.
nothing
It ain't
lazy about, you know, doing
Facts.
this. I mean, look, if you notice the Mountain Dew logo there on the sort of scorers table, it's
Era
era
accurate.
The Ruffles logo, era accurate. Era accurate logos off the side there. I mean, that is just cool.
Fantastic.
The new era logo is
pretty
era
cool,
accurate.
man.
I mean, so like, I can't sit here and be like, you know, yeah, 2K is just completely lazy. Because more effort
They
probably
really
went into
ain't.
this on the dev team
For real.
than probably anything that, you know, Madden's maybe done in the past, I don't know how many years, right? But, you know, the actual mode itself, the actual game mode of MyNBA is unchanged.
Yeah.
And that's a mode that, in my opinion, has a lot of issues. The progression of players is a problem. Like, it's really not a fun, you know, way to progress players. They just sort of go up based on sort of a predetermined formula if they're going to be a good player or not. I mean, look at the Chips Ahoy logo, era accurate. I have to keep pointing out,
Accurate.
that's just cool, right? I mean, the attention to detail on this sort of stuff is just awesome. But the actual mode itself is not, you know, does not have, I would say, the depth that I think it used to have. Right? The actual gameplay, meat of the mode, it's just not there. And, you know, that just makes things really difficult, I think, to really dive in and really enjoy doing a series in this mode. So that's my 2 cents on it really right now. I might do a traditional MyNBA with the modern era, I suppose. I haven't really decided on that yet, but yeah, I mean, that's gonna be on this channel. At least the start of those series will be on this channel. They might move them to the second channel. I do have another channel that's Mike's Hoops that was more 2K oriented. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is all really cool. You got Ray Allen out here, Tony Kukoc. I believe Ray Allen actually would have probably been traded the following year. I believe this year in real life they made they made the conference finals. To this Sixers team, lost in the conference finals because the NBA rigged
AI
it.
carry,
David
boy.
Stern.
AI carry.
And yeah, this
See
is
the
really
Lakers
cool.
once in
I
the
think
finals,
if you
it's
remember
crazy.
sort of this era of basketball a little bit with AI and Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett,
Dirk,
you had
Kobe,
you know,
Shaq.
Shaq and Kobe. I mean, like I said, just all just really cool stuff. You had Tim Duncan. You had the rise of the Pistons. You know, the Malice at the Palace happened in this era. I believe it happened about 2 or 3 years after this it happened. Jalen Rose currently, as we looked through the rosters earlier, was still on the Bulls. Eventually, would find his way to Indiana. I don't think I saw Reggie Miller on that roster. Now that I think about it, so you're gonna have to add Reggie Miller yourself to the Pacers. So. Yeah, I mean, like a little thing like that already sort of like is already kind of a ding against it, not having Reggie Miller. I don't think Reggie Miller's in this game. I can't remember exactly, so don't quote me on it. But yeah, I don't think Reggie Miller's in the game because I didn't see him. So my phone goes off again.
What is that ringtone?
Yeah, I mean, so something like that already kind of hurts it. Once again, if you're playing through the Jordan era, you know, I don't think those guys that aren't in there. I mean, Ron Artest isn't in here. Joe Johnson isn't here. Rasheed Wallace aren't.
That's the thing I don't like, man. Like, pay them dudes. Pay Charles Barkley, Reggie, Joe Johnson. Like, pay them to be in the game, man. It's missing a lot, man. For real. Even Joe
isn't in this game. So those are already dings against, I would say, trying to play through this era, because those are important players to their respective eras. Charles Barkley is a very important fixture of the Jordan era. Reggie Miller, big important part of the Jordan to sort of Kobe era. Ron Artest as well. Joe Johnson as well. You know, Joe Johnson was a very good player on those Hawks teams for many, many years.
And with the Celtics, too. So, he broke Paul Pierce's ankle.
Not having Joe Johnson in here, not having Rasheed Wallace in here, those guys not being in here, I think hurts the viability of doing an eras mode. In my personal opinion, plus you already know when you're drafting these players, you know who's going to be a good player, who's going to be a bad player.
Yeah, they need a
So that really makes things, I think, just kind of hard to do. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. How are you guys? Are you finding NBA 2K23 to be good, fun? Would you like to see an eras? You know, despite these issues, would you like to see an eras series on the channel? Let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Happy 2K day. Go enjoy the game. The game actually does play good. Let me just say that right now. The gameplay is actually solid this year. Actually plays very nicely. We'll see how things go as they patch it. But either way, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Amazing video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And see y'all on the next one. Peace.